So when I tell people what I do and the population that I work with, they're confused about how sex therapy is related to a medical condition. And many pelvic pain sufferers wonder this too. But for pain relief, this is crucial to understand this connection. And that's what I'm going to be talking about today. In this video, I'm going to explain why knowing the psychology behind this medical condition is really, really important, and how to use that knowledge to get power back over your body and chronic pain. So I'm Kayna Cassard, and I'm from Intuitive Sensuality, and I help vulva owners who are struggling with chronic pelvic pain find relief and powerful pleasure without shame, guilt, or fear hijacking their healing journey. Now, so many people tell me that they just can't get past a block that pelvic pain is more than a physical medical condition. So they end up not addressing the psychology of it, and they definitely forget to address the mind-body component, which means that some really key things are getting ignored, such as the emotional overwhelm of feeling alone in this process, or how it impacts a relationship, and that it puts such a weight on self-esteem. So I can't really see how a therapist shouldn't be involved in treatment. Just because you heal the tissue doesn't mean that the impact of the pain hasn't left its marks on your sexuality and your relationship. Ignoring these parts of healing pain is one of the main reasons it can be hard to stick to a treatment plan, or why pain continues even after doing the suggested medical recommendations. So this is because of a subconscious system called Neuroseption. It's in our bodies, and it's basically a system in our brains designed to protect us from something that has caused physical or emotional pain. So when you have experienced repeated painful experiences, even if it's from something that you would expect to be pleasurable, like sex, the brain creates a connection between those experiences and then labels it as danger. So here's the part to really pay attention to. The brain will still create that association between experience and danger, even when the threat to your tissue is actually gone, even if your tissue is healed. So if you've done the creams and the physical therapy and the pills, and the doctor says everything is healed, and you're still experiencing pain, that means the brain still has that pathway locked in your subconscious that says that sex, arousal, intimacy are still a threat or danger. So the key here is to unlock that association. And when this isn't dealt with on a psychological level, it's one of the main reasons that people get discouraged with their treatment. I hear all of the time, I've done everything my gynecologist told me to do, and nothing works, and it's so disheartening. And I totally get it. That was me too. But when I finally worked on the psychological part that was keeping those brain pathways of fear and threat firing, I was finally able to become pain-free. And I believe that you can do it too. One way that I get my clients to start working on the psychological and the mind-body parts of treatment is to start to create a journal or keep track of associations in a pain and resiliency diary. So I have a really in-depth version in my online course to pelvic pain and in my course Pelvic Pain to Relief and Powerful Pleasure. But for today, I'll give you a sample so you can start it immediately. So take your journal or piece of paper and divide the paper in half lengthwise. And each day on one side, keep track of what's going on. Jot down on one side, jot down the themes that come up and that have bothered you, things that you did, like had sex, exercise, sat for 7 hours, wore jeans, rode on a bike, or even just bullet point thoughts or feelings that came up. Then on the other side, use a symptom tracker of sorts. You can keep track of pain flares, the kind of pain you experienced, like is it burning, is it deep, is it throbbing pain, where the pain happens. Is it inside the vagina? Is it on the outer area, like the outer opening, or the vulva? Is it deep in your muscles, just below your stomach? So this can help you start to see if there is a correlation or a link between your pain that isn't related to some sort of physical provoking, like sex or sitting for too long. And that there might be sometimes that your pain flares up when you have a particularly stressful day, or you got into a fight with a family member, or you were even just like really hard on yourself. That tends to cause a lot of pain flares for people. So I hope this tracker helps you start to see if there's a psychological component going on. And I would love to hear more from you if it is. And then maybe we could work to unlock that so that you too can become pain-free. Let me know how it goes.